So I came back last night and now I'm checking on my fish tank. I checked on it last night, but I didn't want to make a video because I was gone for what ended up being 5 days. So I spent time with my family, but I just did a quick check on the fish. And today I'm going to be making this update video on how things went while I was gone. Alright, so here's the tank after a week. You can see this guy is doing great. If you watch my last video, that plant was a lot smaller. It hasn't grown a ton, but it's growing pretty good. And then up here as well, these guys are growing too. They were super small when I left for my trip. So it's doing pretty good. The plants are doing pretty good. I'm still having the algae growing, but that's not an instant fix. It's gonna take a little bit of time to fix that. You know, here's the anubias. The anubias is doing good, even though it has some algae on the leaves. And you can see under there some new leaves are growing. Still have algae on them though. A couple of these stems are dying off, but you know, when it's dying off, it stimulates new plant growth. So I actually clipped those leaves too because they were extremely covered in algae. And then you see the anubias wendilov right here. Java fern wendilov, and it's still growing pretty good. Oh, there's my guppies. Sorry, car. I'm like a dog. But anyways, you can see the leaves are not as covered in algae. Now these leaves are dying off, and you can see some algae right there growing on them. And I'm probably gonna remove those during my water change, just so that, you know, I manually remove as much of the algae as I can. But these leaves were doing pretty bad. They're starting to do pretty good. I can see the improvement. I don't know if you guys can, because I didn't get that close of shots in my last video, but I'm gonna be doing a lot closer shots of these just so you can see, you know, the progress. Here's the water wisteria, and you can see the cilantro leaves are doing really bad, but that's the morph of these leaves when it's grown out of water. And you can see right here that it's got tons of good root growth, which is good signs of it growing and being healthy, you know. And you can also, you know, like say you're trying to see how much nutrients is being removed from your aquarium, you know, like nitrates and stuff. You can tell that by the plant, how much plant growth you have, because it takes nutrients to create that growth. But anyways, that's how they're growing. They're definitely growing good. And if you don't know, if this is your first time seeing this tank, this is my aquarium plant light. Let me stand up. You can see aquarium plant light. That's what it looks like. It's doing pretty good. And you can see the algae growth on the sand here as well. Honestly, I think it was worse a week ago. It's definitely getting better. And then when I go in there and swish up the sand a little bit, it'll get rid of a lot of that algae. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this this tank, I'm going to scrub all the glass like you see right here, and I'm going to, you know, pick off all the dead leaves and try to rub off with my finger on the leaves as much as the algae as I can, and then you know, do a big water change to get all of that out. Probably down to, I'll probably do a couple 50% water changes, and then we're down to here. But I just want to be careful with the guppies. You know, they're a tropical fish. I don't want to, you know, kill them because of temperature fluctuation, even though guppies are pretty resilient as it is. But you know, I'm always paranoid about doing that. So yeah, there's the anubias. You can see it when that's anubias nana. It was doing really bad before, but you know, a week of decent lighting, fertilizer, doing water changes, the tanks can take off and definitely show improvement. But even a small tank like this is really fun because, like, say you just have a few guppies, you know, and some snails. Each plant is its own life form too, so you're taking care of, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then all the animals. You know, I have, I think, 5 different plants in here, so it keeps me occupied. It's, you know, my last tank was the firemouse cichlid tank, and firemouse cichlids are super easy to take care of. You just pretty much add water, dechlorinate it, and they're good. That's why they're such an awesome fish, and that's why I had them before. But yeah, so, you know, I'm not a huge into plants, but it is fun change of pace because I've been doing firemouse cichlids so long. So yeah, as you guys know that I'm going to be doing lots of videos on this tank and updating you on the progress of it. And one thing I do want to say is, while I was gone, I did have problems with my fish. I did lose a fish. It's not super typical for me to lose a guppy, but you know, it happens to people who have even been keeping them for a long time. You know, I lost one of the yellow ones. I have no idea what happened. I know he's gone 100% because I can't find him in the tank anywhere, which probably means that the fish slash snails ate him completely, or he's lodged in the plants and wood somewhere. But I don't think he is. I think they ate him, and I don't know what was wrong with him. You know, when I lose a fish, I don't typically, you know, blame the store or anything like that. I always blame myself. You know, what did I do that changed this fish's environment so much that it stressed it out and died, or whatever happened, you know. So in my next video, I'm going to be talking about that. So stay tuned for that if that's something you want to see, if you're having problems with guppies. And I will see you guys on the next one. Toodaloo.